Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. Now today I'm so happy to be part of the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. Now this video hop is all about finding new inspiration out there because there are tons of fantastic YouTubers and card makers that you're missing out on basically. It's so easy to follow along. Down below in the description area I'll leave a link to the next video hop so you could hop along. And if you leave a comment on each of the videos, the more comments you leave, the more chances you have to win some of fantastic prizes. All these sponsors here are supporting the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop, which is lovely. And so we're just going to dive in and get started. Now, Stampendous has offered this beautiful stamp and die set. It's called Winter White, and this is actually one of the prizes to be won, so make sure to leave a comment down below and there is a chance to win this beautiful stamp set. Now this is a stamp and die combo and it has some beautiful snowflakes on there. On the reverse side has some fantastic inspiration, and so we're going to open it up and make a project. Today's project is super clean, super simple, but I think it turned out really elegant and pretty. So I'm grabbing my mini Misty. We're going to take a piece of white cardstock and place that inside. And now we're going to do some stamping. There's three snowflakes in here, actually. The large, a medium, and then there's a small cluster. We're just going to use these two today. So I'm going to start off by using some Catherine Pooler inks here. Beautiful colors. That was Stone Blue. This is Skylight, and the first one was Seafoam. I thought this color combination works great, and Catherine Pooler inks are amazing. So first we're going to take the Seafoam, ink up our large snowflake, and then before we close the door we're going to ink up our second one with a different color. We're going to use Stone Blue, and I actually got a little bit of Seafoam on the smaller snowflake, so we're going to clean that up a bit. And we'll just ink it up, and we'll go ahead and stamp our images, and they stamp beautifully. Okay, I'm going to clean off my stamps, and then we're going to stamp one more different color with a smaller snowflake. This is Skylight. We're going to ink up our image and go ahead and stamp that on our white cardstock. Okay, I think those colors are just gorgeous. Now, there are coordinating dies, and so I'm just going to take those, and we'll go ahead and tape them down and run them through the die cut machine. Once we have them all punched out, we're going to do a little bit of layering. We're going to create a 3D snowflake. So I'm going to grab some foam squares. We're just going to place one right in the center and then layer the second snowflake right on top. And for this one, I just wanted the center piece, so I'm carefully cutting out that center snowflake piece. Now, the negative piece that I'm cutting out was so pretty, I decided to keep it. And so I'm going to actually tape it on the inside of my card later on. So we'll take another piece of dimensional adhesive, place it in the center, and add our last piece, and we have a beautiful 3D snowflake. And the detail in there is just amazing. Love this little stamp and die set. Okay, now I'm going to grab two pieces of cardstock. One is a very soft gray, the other is just white. I'm going to take some rectangle dies and die cut out two panels. The gray one here is 2.5 inches by 3 3/4, and then the white one that's matted behind it is 3 inches by 4 1/4. We're going to take the gray piece, grab our Misty again, and stamp our sentiment. Now the sentiment I chose for my card today says, "Just like a snowflake, you are one of a kind." I'm just going to place that on the bottom of this panel. We're going to ink it up. We're going to do some embossing, so I use my anti-static powder tool here. I'm going to ink it up with the Stone Blue ink. We're going to stamp it a few times, and then I'll clean off my sentiment, and then we're going to go over it with some Versamark ink. I wanted to heat emboss that just to make it stand out a little bit more. Now I'm going to grab some clear embossing powder and just go over my sentiment. And then using my heat gun, I'm going to go ahead and melt it. Once that's nice and shiny, we're going to go ahead and flip this over. Using my tape runner, I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to my white panel. We're going to place it right in the center. Lovely. Now I'm going to grab some foam tape add it behind here. And then before I remove the release paper, I am going to add my snowflake. We're just going to use some foam squares to pop it up. I like a lot of dimension on my cards, and so you'll see me using a lot of foam. Foam tape and foam squares. Okay, that's ready to go. Now I grabbed my card base here. I'm just going to score it at 5.5 inches. This is the same gray cardstock that I used for my sentiment panel. I'm going to go ahead and remove the release paper off of my foam tape, and then this is going to go right in the center. Lovely. Okay, for bells and whistles, we need a little bit of shimmer. So I'm going to go in, there's little dots on my snowflake, and over each one of those, I'm going to add some Nouveau glitter drops. These are called White Blizzard. It's a beautiful iridescent hue, and it's going to add a lot of sparkle to my snowflake. But that finishes off my card today, guys. At least the front side. Here's where I went in with my glue, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to the lower right corner on the inside of my card. I think that was a pretty negative piece. But I encourage you to hop along, guys. Again, leave comments below in all the description areas. Details, I'll leave a link to Justine Hoovy's blog. That way you guys can know when prizes are to be given away, and all the details are over there. But thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for supporting. I hope you find some great new YouTubers that you haven't found before. Keep us going here on YouTube. But I wish you a fantastic day, guys. Thanks again for joining. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.